We've all been there, right? That moment of pure panic when you realize you're missing a key ingredient. Well, today we are tackling a classic kitchen crisis: how to get that rich, glossy stewed chicken when you've got no brown sugar. Stick around because this simple hack is going to be a total dinner saver. Just picture it. You're in the zone, making a gorgeous stewed chicken. The meat is seasoned, the veggies are prepped, your kitchen smells amazing. And you reach into the pantry for that all-important brown sugar, and the bag is empty. Ah, it's a classic kitchen nightmare, isn't it? But hey, don't panic. Seriously, the solution is probably sitting right there on your shelf. We're gonna grab some simple white sugar, and with a little bit of food science, we'll create a stew that's every bit as rich and flavorful as the original. So let me show you how this little trick works. Okay, so the whole secret really comes down to creating that deep flavor from scratch. We're going to take plain old white sugar and transform it into a complex, toasty powerhouse. The process is called caramelization, and this, my friends, is where the magic really begins. The science behind this is just so cool. See, caramelization isn't just about browning something. It's a powerful chemical reaction. As you heat that pure sucrose, which is just white sugar, it literally breaks down and reforms into hundreds of new flavor compounds. You're actually creating these complex buttery and toasty notes from one of the simplest ingredients in your kitchen. So in a good, heavy-bottomed pot, you're going to watch this transformation happen right before your eyes. First, the sugar crystals will melt into a clear syrup. Then it'll start to bubble and turn a pale yellow, then deepen to a nice amber. And finally, and this is the most important stage, it'll become a deep, dark, coffee-like brown. If you go too far, it burns. But if you stop at just the right moment, you've built the perfect flavor foundation for your entire stew. Now that we've got that beautiful caramel base, it's time to build the next layer of flavor. And to do that, we're bringing in the star of the show, the chicken. This is where things really start to sizzle. This second that sugar hits that perfect dark brown color, you have to move fast. Immediately add your seasoned chicken right into the pot. Get ready for some drama because you're going to hear this incredible sizzle. This shocks the caramel, which stops it from cooking any further, and it perfectly coats every single piece of chicken in that toasty, sweet glaze. And that sizzle kicks off a second, equally important reaction. It's called the Maillard reaction. This happens when the proteins in the chicken meet the sugars from our caramel under high heat. And that's what creates those deep, savory, complex flavors of perfectly browned meat. So think of it like this. Caramelization brought the sweet, and now the Maillard reaction is bringing the savory. They're a team. So we've got the sweet and we've got the savory. But what is it that makes brown sugar, brown? It's the molasses. Plain white sugar doesn't have that, so now we need to get a little clever and add that specific flavor back into the pot. And here's the cool part. You've got options. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure for flavor. You could add a little dark soy sauce for that salty umami depth and beautiful color. Or maybe a touch of honey or maple syrup to really amp up those caramel notes. Feeling a bit adventurous? A dash of Worcestershire sauce adds this fantastic tangy complexity. Each one mimics a different part of what molasses brings to the party. We've built these incredible layers of flavor, and now it's time to bring them all together. This next part, deglazing and simmering, is absolutely critical. This is how we turn a bunch of ingredients into a truly cohesive, delicious stew. So after you've browned the chicken, you're going to see all these sticky, dark bits stuck to the bottom of your pot. Whatever you do, do not leave those behind. When you add your liquid, like stock or water, use your spoon to scrape all of them up. That right there is not burnt stuff. That is concentrated flavor gold. It is the very soul of your stew. Okay, before you even think about serving, it's time for the final balancing act, the chef's touch. You have to taste it. Is it a little too sweet from the caramel? A quick splash of acid, like lime juice or vinegar, will fix that right up. Not quite dark enough for you? Add another drop of soy sauce. Sauce a little thin? Just let it simmer with the lid off for a few minutes. See? You are in complete control. So the big question is still hanging in the air, right? After all this science and technique, can a stew made with the white sugar hack really stand up to the original brown sugar version? Let's break it down and see. Let's put them head to head. Now, the differences are pretty subtle. Brown sugar gives you that earthy, molasses-rich flavor right from the start. With our hack, we build a cleaner but still very deep flavor profile using those little additions like soy sauce or honey. And yeah, the caramelization might take a minute longer. But here's the most important point. The end result. In both cases, you get that delicious, sweet, and glossy stew you were dreaming of. They're nearly identical. You could totally stop right there and have an absolutely amazing stew. No question. But if you want to take this dish from great to, oh my gosh, this is unforgettable, I've got one last pro-level secret for you. So are you ready to get that perfect, dark, and super glossy finish you see in really nice restaurants? Believe me, it is way easier than you think. Here's the trifecta. First, be brave with your caramel. Take it to a very dark brown, right to the edge. Second, make sure you use a good dark soy sauce during the stewing process itself. And for that final pro touch, just a few drops of a commercial browning sauce right at the end. This is purely for that deep, rich color, not for flavor. And it is the secret to a truly stunning looking dish. So there you have it. This is proof that a missing ingredient isn't a disaster. Far from it. It's actually an opportunity to innovate, to get creative, and to understand the science of what you're cooking on a much deeper level. And that really just leaves one question. What kitchen rule are you going to break next?